जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टां स्थापितां येन
Om Namo
भूतले।
Bhagavate Vasudevaya first, huh?
ओके। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिम्रान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टां स्थापितां येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुक्तपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री
Namo
अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
So Hare Krishna, thank you very much for coming online.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Prabhu,
Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Have mine too, or glory to Prabhupada.
So Prabhuji, the upcoming festival is Ram Navami. If somebody doesn't have the Lord Ramchandra deities, how he can celebrate this festival and how we have to do that? Any guidelines on that, Prabhuji?
You can, if you don't have the murti or what, you can put the pictures, no?
Oh, okay.
Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji. Shall we do the flower shower on photos or no, Prabhuji?
Yeah, you can do the flowers because you don't
Oh,
have Abhishek and all that. So you can do
oh,
flowers.
oh, okay. Or else we can do Gornitai Abhishek or no? We don't do, right, Prabhuji?
No, we only do for Ram.
Oh, okay. Got it. And we can put Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Ramchandra's pastimes we read and like that, right, Prabhuji?
You can, somebody can speak about Lord Ram's pastime, no?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
There's nobody there to speak, then you can read it from the Bhagavatam.
Oh, okay.
Until 9, the pastimes are there about Lord Ram's pastime.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hmm?
Yes.
So that way people will, and then give some prasadam.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You can have,
And we have to make both prasadam, Prabhuji, grain and non-grain.
well, most of them will be, what, fasting or not fasting?
Most majority gonna be fasting, Prabhuji.
Then you do the non-grain.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And if there's somebody who not fasting for them, you can make some one item, maybe some fried rice or something, so they can have that, no?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, it is fast till sunset, right?
Until moonrise, I think. Prabhupada
And
said you should observe as the same as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaur Purnima.
I see.
We fast until the moon comes up, you know.
Okay. So Prabhuji, moon comes before sunset actually, right? So I mean the moonrise time is actually before sunset time.
yeah, in Gaudiya calendar it says fast till sunset because moonrise is afternoon 1 o'clock itself. Moonrise is there.
Oh, really? So then
Yeah,
you fast until the sunset. Hmm?
and then after that is non-grain prasadam, Prabhu.
Yes, as Gaur Purnima, you know.
Okay.
So we don't take any grains on that tomorrow. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhupada wanted it this way. But most of the other places, they just fast until afternoon. They fast in the afternoon and then they break with grain prasadam.
Yes, Prabhuji. I have also heard that sometimes ago.
Yeah, what to do? Prabhupada has given us this direction, so we follow Prabhupada. No?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Unless you become the acharya, then I don't mind. You do what you can. No?
అది తింటా ఇక టైం అయిపోయిందిరా క్లోజ్ చేస్తాను
Tomorrow you can fast. Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thursday, right, Prabhu, for us, not tomorrow, right?
Yeah. For Prabhu, it's Wednesday morning today.
Oh,
Oh, you only a Tuesday, huh?
Yeah, we are still in Tuesday evening.
Oh. When we go to bed, then you become Wednesday. Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
Even this is amazing how Krishna arranges. Krishna is so powerful. Huh? Some part is day, some part is night.
Prabhuji, the questions coming, so many people are, trying to do a different alankaras, something like, like a Krishna Balram is there, they can make Rama and Lakshmana in that deities. So Prabhupada has not approved all this method. So what is your opinion on that, Prabhuji? And, how we have to react on that?
Our thing, we know that of course, most temples, they have some temples have Sita Ram deities, no?
Yes,
Like
Prabhuji.
Delhi, they have Sita Ram. I think Bombay also have Sita Ram. So when they have Ram, Sita, Lakshman and Hanuman's deity, then they do some abhishek for Lord Ram. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji.
For those who don't have, then they can put the picture on the altar. Hmm?
Oh, okay.
And
But
then
they make the decoration for Krishna Balram itself as Ram Lakshman. Is that okay, Prabhu?
we don't do that, no?
Hmm.
Because their mood is different, no?
Hmm.
So one thing we say, Prabhuji, that is mental speculation they are doing. That means.
Prabhupada time we never do like this, you know.
Oh, okay.
We never decorate Krishna Balaram as one Lakshman Hanuman. Doesn't make sense, no?
Yes.
So we have separate, sometimes like here we have a smaller deity of Ram that we bring out on the Ram Navami day, and then we do Abhishek for him.
Oh, I see.
And then after that we keep the deity back inside. So only for Ram Navami we bring the deity out.
Oh, we can do that way, Prabhuji?
I mean, if you have deity of Ram, you can bring and do Abhishek, no problem.
Oh, okay.
How to
Okay.
take the train from Elkins Park to Philly.
Well,
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
what?
I don't know, some talks, something going on.
Some crosstalk here. So we have a small deity of Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, Sita, Hanuman, that we can use, right, Prabhu, for that day?
That you can use and you can do Abhishek, no problem.
Okay.
If you don't have, then put the picture, no?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, Prabhu.
Our line is mostly on worship of Krishna.
Oh, okay.
Many parts in the CC where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tried to convert those Ram devotees to Krishna devotees.
Oh, where it is, Prabhuji?
The Rupas and Sanatan, their brother Anupam, he was a Ram devotee, and they asked him to change to become Krishna devotee.
Oh,
He tried to change, then in the morning he came and fell. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, and I have sold my life to Lord Rama. Looks like I cannot withdraw my faith from him. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced him and said, you are Ram Bhakta.
oh,
And then there is also one Murari down there also, he was a Ram Bhakta or something. So all these pastimes are there in the CC. So they are very much devoted to Lord Ram. They don't want to change. But
oh,
there's also another story where Lord was traveling in South India. This man was Brahmin, was a big Ram devotee. So, but when the Lord came back to his house again, and then he was chanting Krishna's name, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, "Why you change?" Said, when you came, I was Ram Bhakta, but when you left, I saw that you are, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So I started chanting, Krishna's name now.
oh, I
So
see.
that story is also there.
Yeah,
Because
because sometimes,
no difference between
sometimes,
Ram and Krishna, but Krishna worship is the highest, no? Ekachamsa kala pumsham Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. As Prabhupada also says, that we should try to worship Krishna as he appeared before Arjuna.
mm-hmm.
Should not divert our attention to any other. Because we're not trying to minimize the worship of Ram, but
These words stress that one should, oh, everyone who follows the path of Arjuna can become a dear friend to Krishna and obtain the same perfection as Arjuna. This word stress that one should concentrate his mind upon Krishna, the very form with two hands carrying a flute, the bluish boy with a beautiful face and peacock feathers in his hair. There are descriptions of Krishna found in Brahma Samhita and other literatures. One should fix his mind on his original form of Godhead, Krishna. One should not even deviate his attention to other forms of the Lord. The Lord has multi forms as Vishnu, Narayana, Rama, Varha, etc. But a devotee should concentrate his mind on the form that was present before Arjuna. Concentration of the mind on the form of Krishna constitutes the most confidential part of knowledge, and this disclosed to Arjuna because Arjuna is the most dear friend of Krishna's.
So you can see here Prabhupada is saying, one should not even divert his attention to other forms of the Lord. The Lord has multi forms as Vishnu, Narayana, Rama, Varaha, but a devotee should concentrate his mind on the form that is present before Arjuna.
Oh, I see, Prabhuji.
Yeah? Hello?
Yes, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, here the questions are coming that we should not, we have to fully focus on Krishna's only. But, if we have a forms like a Lord Rama or in our altar Lord Narasimha, what is our consciousness on that time?
What's that again?
Yeah, suppose like we have a Narasimha Dev also, and we are praying Lord Narasimha Dev also. So what is our uh, uh, worship? How we have to worship that time? How we have to think that this is the Krishna and all that.
We are praying to Lord Narasingha on the order of a spiritual master to ask for protection.
Oh, I see. Got it.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, when he walks to see Lord Jagannath, he will, chant. There's a small murti of Lord Narasingha on the sculpturing of Jagannath temple. So
Yeah, backside.
he chants the prayers of Lord Jagannath, Narasimha Dev, and then he will go inside to worship Lord Jagannath.
Oh, I see.
So it is not that you worship Narasimha Dev, you cannot go and worship Krishna or Jagannath, or you worship Jagannath, you cannot worship Lord Narasimha Dev. It does like that,
Yes, yes,
Our
Prabhuji.
attraction is to Krishna, but we should learn how to see that Krishna also came as Lord Narasimha Dev.
Oh,
Right?
yes, Prabhuji.
The original, whereas the others all are its expansions.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
But our attraction should be for Krishna, because that's how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us,
Yes. So, Prabhuji, when we go and take the darshan of Krishna, like, we can take the darshan of Radha Krishna, Gaur Nitai, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. Like for a beginner like us, I mean, what is our mood and how we have to take darshan of Lord? This is what my question is.
The first thing is to chant, When you chant, then as you improve in your chanting, then this attraction for Krishna will come, You understand?
Yes, Prabhuji.
When one seriously engaged in devotional service, the personality of Godhead, fixing the Lord's lotus feet in one heart as the goal, only goal of life, one can destroy the innumerable. Sorry, what's this? Another verse. By chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord, one comes to a stage of love of Godhead. Then the devotee is fixed in his vow as an eternal servant of the Lord, and he gradually becomes very much attached to a particular name and form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As his heart melts with ecstatic love, he laughs very loudly or cries or shouts. Sometimes he sings and dances like a madman, for he's indifferent to the public opinion. So you see, as you keep chanting, naturally you get attracted to a particular form of the Lord, no? Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So the main thing is to chant and worship according to our spiritual master and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We worship Radha and Krishna and Gaunita and, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. So although we are worshipping them, then as we grow in our devotion, gradually we will become attracted. Not that we immediately become attracted. When we become purified, then the Lord's form will manifest in our heart, no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Our form is very dear to you.
Yes, Prabhuji.
When you try to artificially capture the Lord in your heart, you find that it's very difficult.
Yes. Yeah, but I have also seen that way, Prabhuji, that so many people has that thing comes. So that is not a love, right, Prabhuji? If they are doing artificially.
No, but they are worshipping the deity, and of course they worship, they are trying to, serve the deity. But as they keep doing that, gradually they may also become attracted to to the deities.
Oh,
That's why deity worship is recommended, is it?
yes.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
When you worship the deity, then you are training your mind, to get purified.
Oh, yes, Prabhuji.
So deity worship is very important. And you may just worship the deity, but you may not have particularly, remembering the deity. But when you worship, then you'll see and you worship him. But as you
Mm-hmm.
keep doing that, then gradually the impression will come to your mind.
Oh,
Understand?
yes, yes, Prabhuji.
But if you don't do worship, then it's very difficult to make progress. Mayavadis and atheists accept the form of the deity in temple as a idol, but devotees do not worship idol. They directly worship the personality of God and in his Archer incarnation. Archer refers to the form which we can worship in our present condition. Actually, in our present state, it is not possible to see God in his spiritual form because our material eyes and senses cannot conceive of spiritual form. We cannot even see the spiritual form of the individual soul. When a man dies, we cannot see how the spiritual form leaves the body. That is a defect of our material senses. In order to be seen by our material senses, the Supreme Personality of Godhead accepts a favorable form which is called Archa Vigraha. This Archa Vigraha, sometimes called the Archa Incarnation, is non-different from him, just as the Supreme Personality of Godhead accepts various incarnation. It takes on the forms made of matter, clay, wood, metal, and jewels. There are many Shastra injunctions which give instruction for carving forms of the Lord. These forms are not material. If God is all pervading, then He is also in the material element. There is no doubt about it. But the atheists think otherwise. Although they preach that everything is God, when they go to the temple and see the form of the Lord, they deny that He is God. According to their own theory, everything is God, then why is the deity not God? Actually, they have no conception of God. The devotees' vision, however, is different. Their vision is smeared with love of God. As soon as they see the Lord in a different form, the devotees are saturated with love, for they do not find any difference between the Lord and his form in the temple, as do the atheists. The smiling face of the deity in the temple is beheld by the devotees as transcendental and spiritual, and the decoration of the body of the Lord is very much appreciated by the devotees. It is the duty of the spiritual master to teach how to decorate the deity in the temple, how to cleanse the temple, how to worship the deity. There are different procedures and rules and regulations which are followed in temples of Vishnu, and devotees go there and see the deity, the Vigraha, spiritually enjoy the form because all the deities are benevolent The devotees express their mind before the deity, and in many instances, the deity also gives answers. But one must be very elevated devotee in order to be able to speak with the Supreme Lord. Sometimes the Lord informs the devotee through dream. These exchanges of feeling between the deity and the devotee are not understandable by atheists, but actually the devotee enjoys them. Kapila Muni is explaining how the devotees see the decorated body and face of the deity and how they speak with him in devotional service. You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm?
Yes.
That's why deity worship is very, very important, because that will lead you to get attraction for the Lord, no?
Oh, yes, Prabhu.
But if you don't have deity worship, you simply meditate on the light, then how will you develop this attraction for the Lord?
Yes.
You cannot develop attraction. You need this deity. That's why Krishna also told the gopis that my personal association important, you must worship my deity, you know?
Yes.
Yes. This is what he spoke to the gopis and the Brahmin Matajis, no? He said close approximation of me is not the real thing, you know. So he says here, transcendental love for me arises by the devotional process of hearing about me, seeing my deity form, meditating on me, and faithfully chanting my glories. The same result is not achieved by mere physical approximation. So please go back to your homes. See, so you see how Krishna is saying here, worship of the deity rather than personal association. No?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, Prabhuji.
So that's why deity worship is very important. Without deity, how to fix our mind?
Yes.
We cannot fix our mind, no? Once we
Mm-hmm.
correct.
Yes, Prabhuji. But when we take darshan, how we have to think on in our mind, how we have to mood our what is our mood that time.
Because when you have the deity, and then you will be thinking, oh, I must do the offering for them, I can decorate for them nicely, and you
Mm-hmm.
know. So on the order of the spiritual master, we learn how to serve the deity.
Yes. Yes.
By serving the deity, eventually we will get some attraction.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
So when we get attracted, then we always be thinking of the deities. Then we get purified. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
So this is how our spiritual life works.
Mm-hmm.
Without form of the Lord, it's difficult. How you offer, unless you offer some fruit, leaf, flower, water, Krishna said, with love, I accept. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
There's no deity, how you offer? Who do you offer? Huh? Correct?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhu.
That's why deity worship is very, very important. Whereas the
Mm-hmm.
other denomination, they condemn deity worship as something like idolating. Just now we read, no? But it's
Yes.
not idolating. If the form of the Lord is given by the Lord Himself, then who is there to deny that? Right? So this is a very important point, that unless you do things according to Sadhu Shastra Guru, just like, you know, what's his name? Gopala Bhatta Goswami, he was worshipping Salagram, and all his god brothers got big deities. So he was praying to the Lord, if you can manifest yourself, be most kind of you. So then the Lord came out of the Shalagram, and you can see Radha Raman temple in Vrindavan.
Yes, Prabhuji.
He manifested himself. How is it possible?
Mm-hmm.
So that means the deity and the Lord are non-different. You understand?
Yes.
So worshipping the deity is as good as worshipping the Lord. You understand? But if you worship the deities and you deride the pure devotees, and that's also not good. Third class devotee is so much onto the deity, he neglect to serve the higher, serve the devotees. He's not very friendly to the devotees. So that's not very good. Yes?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. I have a question that a relative asked me, and she was kind of curious, like how did this movement start about? She's hearing, but she just kind of wanted to know from you and everything.
How the what?
How did this movement started? She wanted to hear from you. My relative wanted to hear from you and everything. She was asking the question.
The movement started in America.
Yeah.
Prabhupada went to America in 1965, no?
Yep.
So he went to Boston.
1965.
He landed in Boston, and then he gradually developed the whole movement from there. 1965, no?
Yes.
So it is, of course, the movement has been going on since time immemorial. When Lord Krishna spoke the whole Vedas to Lord Brahma, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavi, that is millions and millions of years ago. So in that chain has been coming down, unbroken chain, all the way in India. Then by the order of the spiritual master Prabhupada, he left India to come to America to bring this whole Vedic culture to America. And that's where we started the Hare Krishna movement. Perhaps you know, the Hare Krishna movement is very popular in America. It was very popular in the 60s and 70s when George Harrison also got involved.
Yes.
And of course now after Prabhupada left, the preaching has slowed down a bit, and mostly the Indians who have migrated to America are going to our temples more. Naturally they'll go because this is their religion, coming all the way from India. So, but still, so many people are still joining, like you, Manu. You are not Indian, correct?
Yes. That's a fact.
So you are attracted to the philosophy.
Yes.
So like that, there are many. I mean, I wouldn't say a lot, but still, the movement is continuing. Until today, it is going on, and people who seriously read the books, they can understand who is God, who are they, what is this material nature, what is karma. So many questions, which they cannot get the answers from the other traditional denominations, but they are finding they're getting the convincing answers by reading the versions of the Vedas is given by Srila Prabhupada. So this is the big, what we say, route to enlightenment. Unless your doubts are cleared, then you keep worshipping God, then it doesn't produce any results. Your faith will not increase. So you need to have some kind of a strong evidence to convince you about the reality of God. Yes? And a pure devotee of God, he can give you God. It's like you are Christians, I think you taking Jesus Christ as your guru, correct?
Yes. Yes, Ego.
And because you are following him, he is giving you the inspiration how to love God. Unfortunately, many things that he said are not fully adhered to by the followers now. So that's a little bit problem. But if you once again follow all the instructions as given by Jesus Christ, definitely you will again revive your dormant love uh, in your heart for God again. Yes?
That's right.
Mm.
That's a
So you need to know who God is, otherwise how you can love. Difficult to love somebody you don't know. Yes?
yes.
Therefore, God also comes to the material world. He came as Krishna. God came, he is Krishna. He descended 5,000 years ago. And he enacted his pastimes to show his glories, to show his greatness, to show his strength, show his beauty. These are all the opulence of God. So he came to exhibit so that we, conditioned souls, that we can see or hear and perfect our life too. Otherwise, uh, it's all become very abstract. We don't know who is God, we don't know how to go to him.
Mm,
Yes,
yes.
and we cannot develop our love. Love means there must be an exchange, no?
Yes.
Either as a friend or master and servant, or as a, parent, or as a lover. These are the 5 kinds of exchange with the Lord. So unless you understand the form of the Lord, how you can establish this exchange? Just like you have a dog and you are kind of, feeding the dog and you're taking him for a walk and you're doing so many things. That's reciprocation, is it not? Huh? When you call the name of the dog is wagging his tail. That's reciprocation. Yes? Of course,
Yes.
God is much, much more bigger than this little dog. But how does he reciprocate? And that you have to learn from the spiritual master how to do that, how to establish your relationship with God.
Mm, yes, Prabhu.
When you don't have a spiritual master to help you on that, then you will call God, 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 and nothing will happen.
That's true.
When you have the spiritual master to teach you, then yes, then you give up all this sinful life and you become firmly established in your devotional path towards the Lord with the mercy of the spiritual master.
Mm,
Yes. So this is a simple, I'm just explaining a simple way, because you have to
mm,
read Prabhupada books to understand exactly who he is.
mm. That is true. Her next question will be, who exactly, could you tell a little bit more about Prabhupada and why is it important to accept this spiritual master?
So Prabhupada came to teach. Therefore, he writes in the book as the founder Acharya. So you need a powerful personality. You need a powerful personality to come and help, because it is not so easy to preach to people who are very sinful, eating meat, having illicit sex, gambling, and intoxication. So someone who is endowed in all this bad habit, then to take them out of that, you require a very strong person. And Krishna sent Prabhupada down to help in this, in this very important service. So without the help of a spiritual master, it's very hard to understand God. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also stressed this point that one must approach a spiritual master. Tadvidi parnipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshanaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. So this is the position of the spiritual master. So we need to learn about God. So how to learn unless we get it revealed by a very dear servant of God? Otherwise it's very difficult. We will have no idea about head and tail about who actually is God. Yes?
Yes.
That's why spiritual master is very important personality. Huh?
Mm.
So this is the process, It's more of a revelation rather than trying to read all the books and learn from them. It's not like that, Unless the Lord reveals himself to us, we cannot understand him. And he will not reveal to anybody unless a person is, surrenders himself to a pure devotee, a spiritual master. Then only Krishna is obligated to reveal, Otherwise he will not. He says here, this very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. So these are preconditions. If you want to know about God, then you must become a devotee and you must become friend of God. So how to become a devotee and a friend? That we have to learn from another devotee. Otherwise we won't be directed by our mind, and in our mind we don't know. Our mind is not perfect. So in order to know about spiritual matters, we need to get our mind purified with knowledge about spirit. We cannot try to use our mind to speculate on this, and it will not work.
Mm.
Understand? You cannot try
Yeah.
to see God with your material mind. That's not possible. You need spiritual knowledge, spiritual vision. And unless the Lord reveals himself to you, there's no question of you understanding this.
Mm.
Yes?
Yes.
Everybody wants to love God. Who doesn't want to love him? But how to go and love him, that's the secret, It is not
Mm.
something cheap, you see. God is not cheap person, Hmm? Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitramidam Uttamam Pratyachagagamyam Dharmyam Susukam Kartamavyayam. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. You see this here? It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed. So this education that we are getting here, this is the topmost secret. There's no knowledge than this.
Her next question would be, would that mean all other scriptures are useless?
All the what?
Would this mean that all other scriptures are meaningless?
If they cannot give you any indication about the personality of God, then their knowledge is not complete. Yes?
Yes.
So you have to, I would say it's like a stepping stone. You learn something there, but you not learn all the things. So you want to learn everything, then you must go to somebody who's perfect in that knowledge. Correct?
What happens if I don't? What happened?
So here Krishna is telling Arjuna that if you don't listen to me, then you will have perpetual problems, you know. If you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of conditioned life by my grace. If, however, you do not work in such consciousness but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost.
Hold on, I think he's doing something.
Yes?
Lost where?
So if you don't follow God's teaching, then you will be lost. And once you're lost, you are in big trouble because you don't know what to do. Yes?
Yes.
You don't know what to do, what not to do. You simply do things will be messed up. Correct?
Yes.
Those who are demonic do not know what is to be done, what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. So do you want to be in that situation?
Oh, she has the answer. Well, she's not answering, but let's take her non-answer as a. Let's say hypothetically she says yes. What if she says yes to this? She's not trying to answer right now.
So this is very clear because you are confused, so you will not know what to do. Correct? So if you are surrendering to God, then He will guide you. Because God is sitting in everybody's heart. Yes, you need to learn how to communicate with Him. That's the secret. Hmm?
Mm. Yeah,
Huh? Yes or not?
it's true.
Hmm?
She appreciates the answers to the Gopal Prabhu.
He appreciates.
Yes.
So God does not like you to suffer, That's not God. God is love, He wants to save you, You understand? So He wants you to go to Him, not go into a mess. That's not God. That's why He's giving directions, He's giving examples, He's giving so many things to elevate us. It is our duty to, come forward and accept that. Then we are safe. That's why He says, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender to me. I will deliver you without any fear. I will deliver you. Do not fear. So this is another declaration of God. It says here, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. Thus the Lord takes all responsibility for one who surrenders to Him. He indemnifies such a person against all reactions of sins. So why not we do this? Just surrender to Him. Of course, we must know who He is to surrender. So here
Yes.
Krishna showed Himself as God. How He showed His God? Because we need some proof, no? How we can surrender to someone without any proof, right? When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in original form, he said, "Oh Janardana, seeing this human-like form so very beautiful, I am now composed in my mind and I am restored to my original nature." So even in the Bible it is says, no, man is made in the image of God, is it not?
Yes.
So this verse proves that when Arjuna thus saw Krishna in the original form, seeing this human-like form, so man is made in the image of God. This proves. Yes.
Yes.
So we have to accept the fact that we accept our human-like form. Then we must also accept Krishna, who is the origin of this human-like form. And this is seen by Arjuna here 5,000 years ago.
Yes.
So we have to accept. These are all evidences. Yes.
Thank you so much for that.
What?
My sister said thank you, but
So why not you accept this form of God, Krishna, and call Him, And if you call God, as it says even in your Bible, from sunrise to sundown, you should chant the name of our Father, hallowed be thy name. Is it not? Is it not there in the Bible? Hello?
Yes, that is true.
Oh, if you know God, Krishna, why not you call Him? Because when I say Father, yeah, I'm referring to God, Father, but Father is a generic word. But when I say Krishna, just like here, Arjuna is calling Krishna, or Janardana. Janardana means the name of Krishna also. One who should be worshipped by all people, it's called Janardana. So why not just chant Krishna's name and you see immediately Krishna will reciprocate? You understand?
Yes.
Specific ways of calling him. And in Kali Yuga, chanting Hare Krishna is a very, very important way of calling for the Lord. The Lord becomes very much, he reciprocates when someone chants this mantra. A mantra means, man means mind, and tra means trayate, release. A mantra releases your mind from all this so-called confusion. That's why it's called a mantra. So when you chant this mantra, Hare Krishna, you are actually connecting to God directly. And the first thing you feel is that you will feel happiness because God is source of all happiness. The moment you call him and he is in your heart and he reciprocates by making you feel happy. You can test. We're not saying you some whimsical stories here, but you can call and you can see whether it works or not. It's not artificial. Just like if I chant apple, 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 I won't get the taste of apple. But when I call Krishna, I can actually feel him because the Lord is spiritual. He's in his name as well. Whereas the apple is not in his name, apple. Whereas in Krishna, Krishna is in his name as well. So when I call him Hare Krishna, the Lord is already there in his name and is vibrating in my tongue. You follow?
Yes.
This is not yesterday or today's kind of a method. It's millions and millions of years old, this method, Yeah. Very, very old. Yeah. And so many devotees became perfect by this process. You understand? So why not give it a try? There's nothing to lose, nothing to cost. It's just the tongue and the vibration, and it's your heart. It doesn't mean that this is Hindu or this is, no, God is not Hindu. Just like water from your house is water. Can I say the water from your house is American water? Water is water. Yes?
Yes.
If I go to China and take the water, is it become Chinese water? No, it's still water. Same way with God. God is God. He's not Indian God or American God or, Chinese God. It doesn't work like that. He's transcendental. And, no. Yes.
Yes.
So we have to do this. And no, there's only one God. There's no Christian God and there's no Hindu God. There's only one God. But he has many names. That's the fact. Just like you, one person may have few names. But God is so powerful, he has so many names. But it's the same one person. So we have to revive that link with him. Very important. That's the purpose of this human life. Because human beings are given this intellectual capacity to inquire. Whereas the soul, if it is trapped in the animal body, it has got no such intelligence. It cannot inquire. It can only inquire about eating, sleeping, mating, defending. That the animals can do. And the humans also do that. They also eat, mate, sleep, and defend. But they have this special intellectual capacity to inquire, who am I? Who is God? Why am I here? Why am I suffering? All these inquiries only human can do. So given this higher birth, it is very important for us to make this inquiry. Yes?
Yes.
And find out. Find out. Therefore, there are scriptures. Therefore, there are prayers. There are so many things, to help us. We have to take advantage of that. Yes?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yeah. Is it clear, Igor? She says it's clear.
Very good. Any other questions?
No.
She says no.
No questions. Why?
She's very much. Are you satisfied, Igor? He says yes.
You give her a book about Prabhupada to read, perfect question, perfect answers. You can give that book to her.
Yes, I can do that.
Let her read that book, Prabhupada is giving a lot of clear answers.
Definitely. Thank you, Prabhu.
So try to help her understand this, huh?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu, for this association.
Any other questions? Nobody has any more questions? Nobody is talking, huh? All right, looks like a very short session today, huh?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, all Krishna Shiva Prabhupada.
Yeah.
Prabhu, I have a question, Prabhu.
Mm.
Like Lord Shiva or Brahma, they are all, even though they are demigods, they are Vaishnavas, right? So why do they give benedictions to demons like Ravana or some other demons, even though they know the consequences that they won't be right person? Being a Vaishnava, why they give such kind of benedictions to them?
See, this is the difference between Krishna and the demigods. You see, the demigods, they are very easily pleased, So the demons, they go to them and they try to please them. And they get pleased and then they ask the benediction from them, which is very, very detrimental, You understand? You can see here. Because I am very difficult to worship, people generally avoid me and instead worship other deities who are quickly satisfied. When people receive kingly opulence from this deity, they become arrogant, intoxicated with pride, and neglectful of their duties. They dare to offend even the demigods who have bestowed benedictions upon them. You saw that? You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hmm. So the demons, they like to go and ask benediction from the demigods, because the Lord, you cannot go to the Lord, because it's difficult to worship. The Lord is not somebody that you can go around and try to cheat. Yes, it's not possible.
Yes.
So you can see here how Lord Shiva, you see here, Sukadev Goswami said, Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva and others are able to curse or bless one. Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma are very quick to curse or bestow benediction, my dear king, but the infallible Supreme Lord is not. Follow?
Yes, Prabhu.
In this connection, an ancient historical account is related concerning how Lord Shiva, who resides on Mount Kailas, was put into danger by offering a choice of benediction to the demon Vrika. This Vrikashura, he went and did some very severe tapasya. The demon named Vrika, a son of Sakuni, once met Narada on the road. The wicked fellow asked him which of the three chief gods could be pleased most quickly. Narada told him, worship Lord Shiva and you will soon achieve success. He quickly became pleased by seeing his worshippers' slightest good qualities and quickly angered by seeing his slightest fault. So he was guided by Narada to go and worship Lord Shiva. He became pleased with the 10-headed Ravana and also with Bana when they each chanted his glories like bats in his royal court. Lord Shiva then bestowed unprecedented power upon each of them, but in both cases he was consequently beset with great difficulty. Sukadev Goswami continued, thus advised the demon proceeded to worship Lord Shiva at Kedarnath by taking pieces of flesh from his own body and offering them as oblations into the sacred fire, which is Lord Shiva's mouth. Vrakasura became frustrated after failing to obtain a vision of the Lord. Finally, on the seventh day, after dipping his hair into the holy waters at Kedarnath and leaving it wet, he took up a hatchet and prepared to cut off his head. But at that very moment, the supremely merciful Lord Shiva rose out of the sacrificial fire, looking like the god of fire himself, and grabbed both arms of the demon to stop him from killing himself, just as we do. By Lord Shiva's touch, Vrakashura once again became whole. Lord Shiva said to him, my friend, please stop. Ask me whatever you want, I will bestow that boon upon you, lest you have subjected your body to great torment for no reason. Since I am pleased with a simple offering of water from those who approach me for shelter. Sukadev Goswami continued, the benediction sinful Vrika chose from the Lord could terrify all living beings. Vrika said, may death come to whomever I touch upon the head with my hand. So this is his benediction. He wanted this benediction. Whosoever head he touched with his hand, that person's head will fall off and person will die. Upon hearing this, Lord Rudra seemed somewhat disturbed. Nonetheless, O descendant of Bharata, he vibrated Om to signify his assent, granting Vrika the benediction with an ironic smile, as if giving milk to a poisonous snake. So you see how Lord Shiva, he was caught and he gave this benediction
Yes,
to
Prabhu.
test. Hello.
Yes, Prabhu.
So to test Lord Shambhu's benediction, the demon then tried to put his hand on the head of Lord Shiva. Thus Lord Shiva was frightened because of what he himself had done. You see what he was trying to do?
Yes, Prabhu.
You understand? This thing cannot happen with Lord Krishna. As the demon pursued him, Lord Shiva fled swiftly from his abode in the north, shaking with terror. He ran as far as the limits of the earth, the sky, and the corners of the universe. Even Lord Shiva was running in fear. The great demigod could only remain silent, not knowing how to counteract the benediction. You see, even the demigods, other demigods could not help him also. Then Lord Shiva reached the luminous realm of Vaikuntha beyond all darkness, when the Supreme Lord Narayana is manifest. That realm is the destination of renouncers who have attained peace and given up all violence against other creatures. Going there, one never returns. The Supreme Lord who relieves his devotee distress had seen from afar that Lord Shiva was in danger. Thus, by his mystic Yoga Maya potency, he assumed the form of a brahmachari student with the appropriate belt, deerskin rod, prayer beads, and came before Vrikashura. The Lord's effulgence glowed brilliantly like fire. Holding kusa grass in his hand, he humbly greeted the demon. Supreme Lord said, "My dear son of Sakuni, you appear tired. Why have you come such a great distance? Please rest for a minute. After all, it is one's body that fulfills all one desire." O Mighty One, please tell us what you intend to do, if we are qualified to hear it. Usually one accomplishes his purpose by taking help from others. Sukadev Goswami said, thus questioned by the personality of Godhead in language that poured down upon him like sweet nectar, Vrika felt relief of his fatigue. He described to the Lord everything he had done. The Supreme Lord said, if this is the case, we cannot believe what Shiva says. Shiva is the same Lord of the Pretas and Pisachas whom Daksha cursed to become like a carnivorous hobgoblin. O Baso the demon, if you have any faith in him, because he is the spiritual master of the universe, then without delay put your hand on your head and see what happens. If the words of Lord Sambho prove untrue in any way, O Baso the demon, then kill the liar so he may never lie again. See how the Lord, is telling him to put the hand on his own head.
Yeah.
Sukadev Goswami continued, thus bewildered by the personality of Goddess and chanting artful words, foolish Vrika, without realizing what he was doing, placed his hand on his head. Instantly his head shattered as if struck by a lightning bolt, and the demon fell down dead. From the sky were cries of victory, obeisances, and well done. You see how the Lord saved Lord Shiva?
Yes, Prabhu.
The celestial sages, Pitas and Gandharvas rained down flowers to celebrate the killing of the sinful Vrikashura. Now Lord Shiva was out of danger. The Supreme Personality of Godhead then addressed Lord Girisha, who was now out of danger. Oh, just see, Mahadev, my Lord, how this wicked man has been killed by his own sinful reaction. Indeed, what living being can hope for good fortune if he offends exalted saint? What to speak of offending the Lord and the spiritual master of the universe? You see? See how the Lord saved, nobody could save Lord Shiva. Huh? So you see, you understand from this story.
Yes, Prabhu.
So that power, even the same mistake was done by Hiranyakashipu, done by Brahma. He gave benediction to Hiranyakashipu. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
But you never hear that such a thing that the Lord will do, correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
Anyone who goes to the Lord, he gets purified of all this contamination, That's why Durva Maharaj says, I came here looking for some glass, but I found a valuable jewel instead. I don't want anything anymore. Correct? Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu, correct.
That's why Krishna's position is different. He is God, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He cannot be, nobody can go there and cheat him, that's not possible. Because the demigods and all are under the modes of material nature, so they can get bewildered. Understand?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Whereas Krishna, he is not under the modes, he cannot be bewildered. There's no being existing either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary system which is free from these three modes of born of material nature. You understand? If you
Yeah,
go,
Prabhu.
if you go to Krishna, this is what Krishna does. The Supreme Personality of Godhead fulfills the material desires of a devotee who approach him with such motives. But it does not bestow benediction upon the devotee that will curse him to demand more benediction again. However, the Lord willingly gives the devotee shelter at his own lotus feet, even though such a person does not aspire for it, and that shelter satisfies all his desires. That is the Supreme Personality's special mercy. You understand this point? Hello?
Yes, Prabhu.
That's why all the personalities, Shiva and Lord Brahma, they all worship the Lord. My dear Lord, you are the Mahapurusha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I worship your lotus feet, which are the only eternal object of meditation. Those feet destroy the embarrassing conditions of material life and freely award the greatest desire of the soul, attainment of pure love of Godhead. My dear Lord, your lotus feet are the shelter of all holy places, all saintly authorities in the line of devotional service, and are honored by powerful demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. My Lord, you are so kind that you willingly protect all those who simply bow down to you with respect and thus mercifully relieve all the distress of your servant. In conclusion, my Lord, your lotus feet are actually the suitable boat for crossing over the ocean of birth and death. And therefore, even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva seek shelter at your lotus feet. So you see the position of the demigods,
Yes, Prabhu.
and you can understand the position of Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhu.
So does it answer your question?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Amit Patel. Danvas Pranam Prabhuji.
Yes, accept my
Prabhuji, I'm driving, but I have a question actually. So Prabhuji, we all know that, one cycle of 4 yugas, right? So I wanted to know in our scriptures, in any of our Upanishads, Vedas, Puranas, or Shrimad Bhagavatam, are there any transcendental pastimes of Lord Krishna, or it's any of his other forms or expansions listed of the previous cycles of any other previous, Satya Yuga or Treta Yuga?
It is there in the Bhagavatam. You can read, in the first Bhagavatam canto, that's all about Swayambhuva Manu, the first Manu, and one Manu has got 71 cycles of these 4 yugas.
Right.
So in first Manu, and then after that, after speaking about the first Manu, then Sukadev speaks about all the other Manus up to present Manu, where the Lord appears. So the other Manus have not come yet, but up to this Manu, the 7th Manu, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains that Manu, correct?
Yeah. So do we have the transcendental pastimes listed of the other Manus also?
It's all there in the Bhagavatam. Sukadev Goswami is speaking, like for example, this Matsya avatar, it happened in the previous Manu.
Okay.
He came as a fish. Satyavrta, the one who is now the Manu here, he was a king in the previous Manu.
Okay. Okay.
So all these previous Manus, pastimes, all are explained in the Bhagavatam.
Okay. Okay.
The same Satya Yoga, Treta Yoga, like this is going on. In each Manu's life is 71 cycles. Now it is the 7th Manu. And in the 7th Manu, we are on the 28th cycle. This is when Krishna will come, once in a day of Lord Brahma.
So the current Manu is called Vaivashvata Manu, Prabhu?
Yeah, he's called Vaivasta because he's the son of the sun god, Vivasavan.
So Manu is the human, right? It's a father of mankind. That's how we call him, right, Prabhu? So where do they reside?
Manu is the position that any living entity can take. Understand?
No, but where do they live? Do they live along with us, or where do they live?
They live. They have their planet. It is explained. They have their planet, their residence. The abode of Manu they have. Now the abode of Manu is there. He is the son of, explained, he is the son of the sun god. He has got his place. And from there he is ruling the whole universe.
Okay, so though they are human, they reside in some other planets.
They're not humans, They are sons of expansions of Lord, child. He created the Manus, Lord Brahma. And there are 14 Manus in one day of Brahma. And then Brahma goes to sleep, then the whole place is devastated. Then he wakes up again another day, then another set of Manus will start on that day. You understand? Hello?
Yeah. No, I was on mute. Sorry.
Plain in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada explains that. By human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together from the duration of Brahma's one day, and such also is the duration of his night. So this is the breakdown of the whole thing. How many years Brahma's life is 311 trillion years, 40 billion years. This is Brahma's life. The whole thing about how Brahma, So we have to understand this. This is how the whole thing is going about. And all this Brahma who lives for 100 years is only 1 second of Lord Vishnu's, time. You understand? It's inconceivable how everything is put together by the Lord. Yes?
Right, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, the information of all the transcendental pastimes of this yuga will carry over to the next yuga, right? In the form of scriptures.
Carry over means what? What do you mean?
Carry over means it won't be lost as soon as, say, for example, right, we are in the Kali Yuga. So as soon as the Kali Yuga is over, right, after 427,000 or so some years, whatever transcendental pastimes we had in this Yuga, it will be lost after that.
Pastimes of the Lord are eternal,
Oh, they are eternal.
They're always ongoing, You understand? Cannot be lost, That's why it's called Nitya Leela. Like now,
right,
going to celebrate Lord Ram's appearance day, but Lord Ram is performing his pastime somewhere else, You understand?
Okay. Right.
These pastimes are eternally happening. Just like now, Krishna left 5,000 years ago, but his pastime is going on somewhere else, Yeah?
Okay.
So here you can see the present Manu is the seventh, is called Vaivasta, the son of Vivasvan. 27 devious yugas of his age have now passed. The names of the 14 Manus as follows: Swayambhuva, Swarochisa, Uttama, Tamasha, Raivata, Chakshusha, Vaivasta, Savarani, Savarni, Daksha Savarni, Brahma Savarni, Dharma Savarni, Rudra Putra, Rudra Sarvani, Rauchya or Deva Savarni, and Bhautyaka or Indra Savarni. So these are the names of the Manus. So we are just on the seventh year, and on the seventh we have finished 27 cycles already. So now we are on the 28th. You understand?
Right, Prabhuji. Okay.
You follow?
So, Prabhu, are the pastimes of all the 14 Manus, the future Manus also described in the Shastras?
Yeah, Shastra describes everything.
No, I mean, not just the names of the Manus, the pastimes which are going to happen in the next 7 Manus.
Well, in the Bhagavatam, I have read up to the point of this Manu's pastimes. The future ones, it's not been described,
So will they be appearing in the scriptures when the next Manu starts or something like that?
Yeah, when the next Manu starts, then the Lord will again speak the knowledge, no?
Okay.
Understand? Now, what is relevant for us is important now, no?
Yes,
Right?
Prabhu.
Yes or not?
Yes, Prabhu.
So the future Manus, then the Lord will speak again. Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
You understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
Any other questions?
Prabhu, I have one question, Prabhu. I don't have any books over here, and I don't really have any money. And so, would it be okay to for me to like go from person to person and ask for some funding and everything? You know, like a donation and everything. I mean, I should do book distribution, but I don't have any books and everything, and I'm planning to like raise up money. Should I, just go from person to person, ask for some donation?
Well, if you got somebody who are friendly to you, you can approach, because if you just go out like that and ask, then nobody will give you anything, no? Correct?
That's true. That's true.
So ask from your friends and relatives and all to finance you, and with that money you can buy some books, and then you distribute those books, then you can raise a donation also. Understand? So without books, how you going to raise money?
That's true.
So you go and buy some books from the temple, five books like that, put up a table and try to raise money with that, selling books and asking for donation.
Okay.
So that I'm sure the public will be, you're selling the books and they ask you and raise some money from that.
That's true. That's true.
Or you have friends who are out there, you can tell them why you need the money, and they probably will help you. Your friends.
Yes, that's true. Actually, one of my relatives helped pay. Well, not pay, but gave a donation to the temple, so it was very nice.
So you can ask them if they are willing to help you.
Yeah, I can do. Thank you, Prabhu.
All right. So anything else for discussion? Thank you very much for coming online, for your time.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Pranam Jai Srila Prabhupada. This is Baldev Vidyabhushan Prabhu. Yeah, one last thing, Prabhu. Day after tomorrow, Sri Rama Navami is coming. So, it's like since we don't have the deities, how do we
That was the
celebrate?
first question, Prabhu.
Oh, that
Prabhu
was the first
already
question.
answered.
Okay. Sorry,
We had
Prabhu.
a long. I'll send you the recording. You can go through the recording, Prabhu.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
So just try to have the picture and do the program.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu. I'll listen to the recording. Thank you. Sorry, Prabhu.
They asked initially. I think you will come on.
Sure, Prabhu. I missed it.
You have a picture and then do, or if you got a deity from somebody, you also can do Abhishek.
Sure, Prabhu.
Try to do a nice program for Lord Ram.
Sure, Prabhu.
Okay, then I guess I have to say thank you very much for your kind association. And
Thank you, Prabhu.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Thank you
Prabhuji.
for the
Thank you, Prabhu.
association.
Srila